Hey everyone, Tony George, Doc Sports Thursday update on a Friday night college football game. Friday Night Lights up in Oregon, Corvalis, as the Beavers take on the Cougars of Houston. We're going to talk about that game. Then we'll tell you everything that's going on over at the website this weekend. Just to let you know, we had a bad week last week in college football. I'm going scorched earth this weekend. Rest assured, if you haven't caught me yet this year in college football, you catch me on Saturday. We'll be ready, and we're going to roll in the NFL too. We'll tell you about that in a minute. This game here, Oregon State is one of the worst-rated teams in college football. They just got pounded last week as Oregon kind of toyed with them in the Civil War. That is a big game. If they're ever going to show up for a game, it's going to be that one. It's kind of like Michigan, Ohio State back in the day, Nebraska, Oklahoma. One of the USC, UCLA. Back in the day, you should throw out the record books. Doesn't make a difference if one team's 9-2 and the other one's 2-9. It's going to be a dogfight. And that's what Oregon State was, and Oregon State just is not there. I mean, I had them to open up the season against Cal, who I thought was going to be bad. Of course, they were last week. Cal, who beat them 34-15 in that game. I watched the entire game. They couldn't do anything. I mean, they could not do, and they cannot run the football. This is a team that averages 1.9 yards per carry. I mean, just a bad football team. Houston unbeaten. Big win over Colorado. They put up 36 points and 431 yards against Colorado, and this Houston team ranks in the top 10 defensively in the country. Rice, Stephen F. Austin, both blowout wins. Held those two combined to 9 points. Held Colorado to 16. What's Oregon State going to do? Now, one thing I don't like to do is lay big double digits on the road on a Thursday or Friday night, regardless of who's playing. There are exceptions to that rule. This is one of them. Houston, if I would be very surprised if they didn't win this by at least 2 touchdowns. The number's 13. I just don't see a path where Oregon State can beat them. This defense, Oregon State has played a tougher schedule. They played Texas Tech. They played Oregon. I get that. And they played those in back-to-back weeks, and they're beat up. The quarterback play is terrible. The running game is terrible. The offensive line is like Swiss cheese. And you're talking about a defense here that gets after it. This is a really surprisingly good Houston team. I watched them play that game in its entirety against Colorado. And Colorado's got 1,000 times better athletes than what Oregon State's got right now. This is a team that's lost its way. They don't even have a conference. I mean, they don't have an identity other than they just suck. I'm going to lay the points with Houston. If you're worried about double digits on a Friday night, then play the first half line. It's probably around 8. I'm assuming 7.5 or 8. But I think Houston goes up there and pulls out a can of whoop butt. It's a chance for them to showcase an unbeaten team on national television. They're going to do it. I like their coach. I think this is a solid team that's not going to be an easy out for a lot of teams this year, especially in their conference. And I think they put it to Oregon State on Friday night. That'll be your free play. Over at the website, we have all of our plays up on Thursday at 5 Central. If I wouldn't have stunk so bad last week in college football, my 6-unit top play would be a game of the year. But it doesn't make any sense to do that. But it's the best looking game I've seen this year. And it's a 6-unit play on either a 3 or a 4-pack. Probably a 3-pack. And I'm going to sweep it. I'm still in a very foul mood about last week. I made some bad calls and had a bad beat. Had a team outgain another team by 200 yards and lost. I mean, just crazy stuff. Not an excuse, just a fact. And I don't look for excuses. I look for solutions, and we've got them on Saturday at DocSports.com. Link in the description below for a free $60. You've never been a member of Docs. We'll park $60 in any new account. Comes with a profit guarantee. Perfect Saturday to get me. On Sunday, I have a rare, and I mean a rare, 7-unit top pick in the NFL. We had a 3-1 week last week. Went 4-1 on our prop card on Sunday. Going to continue to roll in the NFL. We got a pick on Thursday night, which is also rare. I like the NFL card this week. I've been a little trepidatious. Opened up 3-1. The next week went 1-3. Last week went 3-1 again. Hit a top pick a couple weeks ago. Fired up about this 7-unit play. Probably going to raise some eyebrows this weekend, FYI, in the NFL. And also looking at potentially a Monday night card. So Doc Sports is where you need to be. WNBA playoffs. We have Major League Baseball winding down this weekend. Just a quick note. I may cherry pick a game or two Friday through Sunday, and that's it. Very dangerous time of the year. And always remember, teams that absolutely positively have to have it, they could be playing the worst team in Major League Baseball with their best pitcher on the hill, and a lot of times they don't even win, let alone get sniff a run line. It's just one of those weekends. I've been doing this 35 years. I've seen this movie before. I'm not going to get heavily involved in Major League Baseball this weekend. Possibly some props, because Major League Baseball props have been steady all year, but going to be tiptoe through the tulips slightly in baseball until the playoffs starts. Catch us in the WNBA all week and weekend because we've been rolling in the playoffs. We will continue beginning on Friday. Good luck.